A best practice we recommend when developing a Canvas course is importing the entire quarter's coursework into the Files tool. It's much easier to create and build out course content in other tools, such as assignments, discussions, quizzes, and later design the course utilizing pages and modules. The Files tool has been redesigned as of July 19th, 2025. This tutorial will review the user interface changes, new features, and loss of features. First, regarding the user interface updates, there is a much more prominent search bar. When I click within the search files and type in content, that content will then appear. Navigating back to the main files page, the bulk actions also remain visible at all times. For instance, here is the delete and download options depicted by correlating icons. They are grayed out, but once a file or a folder is selected, they become clickable. These checkboxes have also been introduced for folders and file selections. When clicking on the three dots next to the delete and download icon, here lies the ability to edit permissions or manage usage rights. We'll revisit this functionality in a bit. The left-hand folder view has been removed. The switch to the old files page towards the middle of the screen next to the three dots icon is temporarily visible. There is no set date for the removal of the switch to old new files page button at this time, but tentatively fall 2025. The Add folder opens a pop-up window with more descriptive action buttons. All My Files is now a button rather than a link. Let's now begin by adding content to the Files tool. Files may be uploaded by clicking on the blue rectangle box Upload button and clicking on Choose Files. Then add content from the desktop. A blue bar will appear signifying the duration for the file to upload. Content may also be uploaded by clicking on the blue Upload rectangle box and dragging and dropping content directly from your desktop into this box. Content may also be uploaded by dragging and dropping directly into the Files area without clicking on Upload. Simply locate the content from the desktop and drag and drop it into this Files area. Once uploading a file, a red exclamation mark becomes visible. This signifies that usage rights must be set. In order to publish files, therefore visible to students, usage rights must be elected. Click on the red exclamation mark and set usage rights. Click on the caret, make a preference selection, and then click Save in the blue rectangle. Now the red exclamation mark has disappeared. Usage rights are set. However, it has yet to be published. To publish content, click on the white radial circle with a slash through it. Click on the caret, select Publish, and then select Save. I'll revisit the Manage Usage Rights and Edit Permissions in a bit. I'm now going to upload a few pieces of content to highlight other features by clicking on the blue Upload button. Now that I've uploaded content for the entire quarter's course, I'm going to organize the content by utilizing folders. The users can add folders by clicking on Add Folder. We recommend creating folders consistent with the syllabus so it's easier for students to navigate and locate content. Regarding naming conventions, we do not recommend utilizing dates. If content is being imported from one quarter to the current quarter's course, all those dates will roll over and no longer be relevant. So by utilizing dates, you're essentially creating more work for yourself by having to drill down and edit each date. We recommend utilizing weeks, unit themes, or project titles. Files may also be dragged and dropped from within the Files tool into individual folders. To preview all files, users can navigate from one file to another. Let's select a file. Now at the bottom left side of the screen, users may navigate from one file to another by clicking Next or the previous buttons with the arrows. When finished, simply click Close on the bottom right side of the screen. Second, let's discuss new features. The Manage Access and Edit Permission windows are now separated. In the old Files interface, instructors could set both usage rights and file folder availability at the same time. In the redesign, files cannot be published until usage rights are set first. So for instance, when I upload a file and click on the white radial circle with a slash through it, a display panel appears with the option to publish only and not set usage rights. The usage rights options used to be visible here. When I tried to publish prior to setting usage rights, the display modal includes this error message. So opposed to completing two actions within one display window, the user must now complete two separate actions. I'm closing out and clicking on the red exclamation mark for this file, setting the usage rights first, then navigating back to the publish icon to publish this file. And I do not receive an error message. And I'm also able to view that the file has successfully published. As mentioned when speaking to the user interface updates, the toolbar actions, download and delete, do remain visible but are disabled until at least one file or folder is selected. To edit file folder names or content, place the cursor on that particular folder or file, click the three dots, select rename next to the pencil icon, and then select save. In addition, checkboxes have been added so it's easier to select folders. The checkboxes are located to the left-hand side of the folder name or file. One thing to note here is when selecting all, this box only applies to the content currently visible on the page. 25 items are visible at a time per page. To manage or download additional folders and files not in view, users must navigate to the next page. Scroll down to the bottom right side of the screen and click Next. To download all folders and files within a subfolder, users must navigate to the parent folder to download the entire subfolder. If a course is not utilizing folders, teaching teams must bulk download the files page by page. So with regards to pagination, to help manage large file sets, Canvas does not provide a shortcut to the final page. Users must manually click through each page to reach the last page. So when selecting all content on the first page to download, for instance, after downloading, please scroll down and just ensure there is not another page of content that must be selected and downloaded as well. The same applies to folders. The option exists to bulk manage usage rights access. Select all content and then click on the three dots next to the delete trash icon. Then click Manage Usage Rights. Make the selection preferences and do not forget to click on Save. While all content is already selected, navigate back to the three dots, click on the three dots and select Edit Permissions, and then make the selections here as well. Again, it's important to note here, these elections only apply to 25 items on the current page. So the user must scroll down and click the arrow to forward to the next page of items and then complete the same prompts to make the same or similar elections. There is a keyboard shortcut hack to select all rows for bulk functionality, opposed to electing each folder or file by clicking on it or by clicking the Select All box. Users can press Command A if they are on a Mac or Control A if operating a PC. This shortcut allows the user to select all rows. At any given time while adding content to the Files tool, managing usage rights, editing permissions, and organizing according to folders, feel free to enter Student View at the top right side of the screen to ensure specific content intended to be visible to students is visible. Once clicking on Enter Student View, a lovely pink fuchsia border appears, which signifies the user is in Student View. Please do not forget to leave Student View at the bottom right side of the screen when moving on. There is a S icon, a white S written in a black circle icon next to the Publish Unpublish icon. This is Scribe. It is a self-serve document conversion tool that transforms text and image-based files into a variety of output options, including audio, braille, or e-text formats. It is visible in the Files tool by default. Please visit gocanvas.stanford.edu and navigate to the Video Tutorials tab to watch a detailed video on Scribe. Details to disable Scribe are also reviewed in that tutorial. Another thing to note here is the default visibility for the Files tool within Canvas is set to Course. For more information regarding this setting or the Files tool, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. Thirdly, with regards to loss of features, for those who utilize the Files tool in the past, the View button option has been removed, and the download information and closed text labels have also been permanently removed. If you have any questions regarding the Files tool or anything with regards to Canvas, please submit a ticket to canvashelp@stanford.edu. I assure you your request will not be lost in a long ticket queue. We have a highly responsive team. Again, that is canvashelp@stanford.edu. Have a lovely quarter.